You are already whole. You know, a lot of times we identify with our brokenness. We identify with the idea of being broken more than we identify with the option of being healed. And and because of that, we operate out of these broken areas, these broken spaces, and we more so than not most of the time we form our behavior patterns around these things. We form our coping mechanisms around these things. So these become our logic, our reasoning, the way that we see certain things, and the way that we see ourselves. And a lot of times that's from a broken mirror's perspective, and it's not accurate to really what you are. The truth of the matter is that you are a whole being, a spirit being. Your spirit is broken. What we got to do is separate you from self. See, self goes through things. Self experiences life. Self takes losses. Self has wins. Self has ego. Self has purpose. Self has all these things, but none of these things are you. And a pivotal point in elevation is separating yourself from that self and understanding that you, the existential truth of your being, is your spirit. Your spirit. Your spirit's not confused. Your spirit's not lacking. You know what I mean? Your spirit's not even attached to these emotions and these feelings and these different things like that. So understanding who you are and dealing with what's important for you is so vital in your elevation, in your evolution. If you're doing everything to make self feel good or make self even feel better, you're still not going to the root. You may be dealing with the surface. You may be, making that look better or even feel better. But we are talking about tapping in, going inward, and reaching a divine part of us that existed before you came into this shell cast of a body in a human form. We're talking about tapping into the part of you that's still going to be present, hearing, speaking, and moving its energy after you leave this cast shell of a body. Since that's the internal part of us, the eternal part of us, why should that not be the part that's guiding us now? I know people that spend money going to other people that they consider to be spiritual practitioners or teachers, and they're asking for spirit guides and what their spirit animals is and what spirit energy, and asking for all these questions from outside sources to tell them only what is within can offer them. So before you go anywhere else and ask anyone else for anything, let's start looking within. If you go within, you won't have to search on the outside, because it's going to change your perception of yourself, your identity, and the truth, and understanding the truth of what and who you really are. So my question for you today is, are you identifying with your problem or your potential? What is it that your identity is wrapped up in today? What is it that you've tied your emotions to today? Is it your potential or your problem? Do you see your ability to be greater than whatever you're facing, or do you feel like you woke up still climbing an uphill battle and hopefully today's better than yesterday? Like, what mode did you wake up in? Because the way that you see yourself is definitely going to determine how you see everything else. So when I get to talking about this strong, empowered being that's within you, I'm talking about your soul state. I'm talking about that God man that's within inside you. And trust me, if you will go through the process of connecting with it, you are going to find something magical that's going to help you elevate throughout your life. So you got to just choose patience. Choose patience and trust the process. Everything that you have visualized, intended to pray for, work for, or in the process of manifesting in your life, you just got to remain centered and be at peace. A lot of times we move things away from us because they come in peace. And if you have calamity in your life, there's nowhere for peace to stay. Just like if there's a crowded runway, there's nowhere for that plane to land. They got to keep circling around. Could you imagine some of your blessings, some of the expansion that you've been waiting for, just circling around in its proper dimension, waiting for you to get free, waiting for you to have a clear space for it to land in your life, waiting for you to elevate to the space of clarity and freedom so that it can land in your life. Be strong. You're going to have to continue to believe. You know, you're going to have to continue to detach from the things that will pull you away from that space that you evolved in. I have a couple of affirmations that I want to give you that would definitely help you with that. Help you with understanding your power and not ever walking without it.